Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Moncur. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. Bradley Roll, who sits at my right, is my spiritual advisor. I want to welcome him. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Today is Wednesday, the 3rd day of July in the year of our Lord 2024. The Honorable House of Assembly is in session. Earlier today, the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, addressed the Parliament, and he revealed that the Bahamas government has come to the aid of Grenada. You would recall that as of Monday, Grenada was struck by Hurricane Beryl, and there is international reports that at least 3 people on that island has been killed. But praise the Lord, the Bahamas has played a significant role by going to its aid. In addition to that, last night, 35 students from Jamaica arrived here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas as a result of a powerful initiative on the part of the PLP government to bring Bahamians. And of course, they brought home at least 33 Bahamian citizens, 1 student from the Turks and Caicos, and another student from another Caribbean island. So that's for a total of 35 students who were landed here. They were met by the Foreign Affairs Minister, Fred Mitchell, and the Education Minister, Glenys Hannah Martin, at Pinlings International Airport. Well, having said that to you, there is a taxi cab case at this very moment taking place in the Supreme Court before the Chief Justice, Sir Ian Winder. A cab driver by the name of Philip Miller has challenged certain activities which is taking place perhaps on Bay Street, perhaps at the container port. As we get the information, we will tell it to you. The authorities has not been challenged by a taxi driver in at least 32 years. Last time a taxi driver challenged the authorities was in 1992. I'll tell you the name of that Negro when we return. This is Freedom March. God save the King. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker, and it is an honor to welcome each and every one of you. You will recall yesterday I had a caller. I shall describe him as a Negro male caller who was concerned over the fact that it appears that I was losing my voice. And of course, he became concerned for my health, and he called me. Well, not only did I receive a call from him, this morning I had a woman who hailed from Cat Island. She too said she heard the caller, and she was concerned over the fact that my voice sounded hoarse in the midst of what appears to be developing a COVID epidemic. And she, being a woman from Cat Island, she has recommended certain bush that I should immediately boil and begin to drink. I'm very grateful to the lady. I shall attempt, perhaps at some point, to go into the forest to see if I can secure those various bushes. But I wanted to know that I am deeply involved in the Haitian community, and very early this morning, Haitian Mommy appeared at my door, and she bought for me some boiled bois. And I was shocked that Haitian Mommy showed up. She said she heard when man called me, and she didn't want me to catch anything. And she has boiled me what she described as some bois. So I thank Haitian Mommy, and she said, before I leave, I need to see you drink some. So I told her, hold on, let me put on some clothing. I then invited her in the house, and I took a big mouthful, and as I swallow it, it was a very interesting flavor. And she said, how you feel now? I said, Mommy, I feel bon, 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 bon. That's good. So I want to thank Haitian Mommy. And, you know, I believe in traditional medicine, but notwithstanding that, I do have confidence in the vaccine. And everybody knows that I have been vaccinated by American vaccination, and it's the best. I'll invite my spiritual advisor at this point to preach the gospel. Bradley Rule,
You're
welcome.
vaccinated, eh?
Yes, I am.
You're holding strong, man.
Well, before I was
You're holding
vaccinated,
strong.
you would recall that I had two men in my studio who had COVID, and when COVID came towards me, I wrestled with COVID. I said, COVID, 1 and 1 is 2. COVID, I ain't scared of you.
2 men in your studio?
Yeah.
Which 2 men?
Well, one became a very powerful citizen in the state, and the other one appears to be you. Yeah.
Anyhow, thanks so much. Good to be here. Welcome to Freedom March. All those who are watching must be ILTV studio. And of course, the 103.5 FM The Beat. Now, I'm replying today to a text that was sent to my phone. And they want me to respond to a question about whether or not Christians sin. And I know for some, there are some who find this difficult to believe. Because there are some folks who believe that once you become a Christian, that you don't sin anymore in your life. I used to believe when I was younger, to be honest with you, that once you become a Christian, that you can be perfect and not sin again. All right, so do Christians sin? It's a biblical question that is rightfully so deserving of a biblical answer. So let's go to 1 John chapter 2, 1 through 2. And I'm going to read from the NIV, just for clarity. So we can understand the words that are being penned together by the Apostle John. Do Christians sin? Here's what he says. In writing to the Christians, he says, my dear children, I write this to you so that you will not sin. But if anybody does sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ, the righteous one. He is the atoning sacrifice for our sins, meaning the Christians. He says, and not only our sins, but also for the sins of the whole world. This is John writing to the Christians. 1 John chapter 2. And that passage, I'm going to bring that back tomorrow because I want to show you something about Calvinism and how they're teaching that Jesus Christ only died for a selected few. We're going to look at that tomorrow. But I'm just dealing with the sin. Do Christians sin? Then again in 1 John 1, 8 through 10, here's what he says. He writes this to the Christians now. He says, if we claim to be without sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. Verse number 10. If we claim we have not sinned, we make him out to be a liar, and his word is not in us. So therein is the answer. And you only can find this answer in your red Bible. I know there's some folks who find it very hard to believe, and you say certain things to them. That's why you need a red Bible to see these things. 1 John 1, 8 through 10 is the answer to the question, do Christians sin? The answer is yes. The Word of God is extremely powerful and always blessed. Amen. Thank you, producer.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Absolutely.
As citizens become interested and concerned over the talks that COVID is rising in the Bahamas, it becomes very, very important for citizens to return to the old landmark when COVID was first announced here in the Bahamas and around the world. We were all taught that we should maintain reasonable social distancing, we should wash our hands, we should sanitize our doors, and we were to be very, very careful. And of course, if you show signs of maybe the flu, some cough or cold, then there were certain precautionary measures that you needed to take in order to prevent the spread. The Ministry of Health at this stage appears not to be providing us with sufficient interest, because today I happen to have traveled to one of the malls and I was shocked to see that there were quite a number of people wearing their masks. I was not suspicious of them because these were not young people. They were people who were in their mid-30s and up to about 80. So the Ministry of Health must not leave us to speculate on what is taking place, and they should advise us to what extent we ought to take the precautionary measures. Last night, I was awakened from my bed when a distinguished citizen called me to complain that he had been trapped in a certain area of the Princess Margaret Hospital, and he was devastated that he could find no water. And for a second, I was not sure. What did he mean? That he was confined to an area and he could find no water. And then, as I pushed him, I understood his complaint, and I was almost compelled to take 3 of the 1-gallon empty plastic containers and walk across the street to the government pump and fill them up and drive to the hospital. I want to say to those who are responsible for the running of the Princess Margaret Hospital that they have a duty to make sure that the waters are running in the hospital, and to the extent that water may not be available in the public bathrooms, then let's fill up plastic containers, let's fill up buckets, and let's assign people in the bathroom who will ensure that those who visit it can do two things. One, flush the toilet, and two, wash their hands. I finished with that. All right? But I almost left. And the only thing that prevented me from going, I kind of old. And I really didn't want to disturb my good friend and colleague, Marcus Louis, after 10 p.m. to say to him, wherever you are, come for me, for I must go to the hospital to deliver plastic bottle of water. Now I finish with that. Whoever is running the hospital, they have a duty to make sure that the water is running, and they can do what I do or what I did. When I didn't have running water, I fill up all the plastic bottles, all the buckets. All right? That's what I did. So I thought I'll say that to you for what it's worth. You may, if you wish, my spiritual advisor.
I think you said it right. You said it right. Go ahead.
Comment.
No.
Then I will invite you to pay 2 bills now.
Yeah, let's do that. The Work Center, located Rosetta Street across from Roberts Furniture, is your one-stop shop for back-to-school Dickies, Timberlands, and many, many more. So come on down and let the friendly staff assist you with getting ready for back to school. That's the Work Center. Everyone needs money. Send money now, locally and internationally, always by using Western Union with the MoneyMax app. Download the app, the MoneyMax app today, to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax. Live your Max life. Indeed.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, there is great news coming out of Jamaica. You will recall yesterday that we did announce that the Bahamas government had authorized Bahamas Air to fly into Kingston, Jamaica, perhaps at the Norman Manley's International Airport, on a hurricane rescue mission. And so we are excited to report that 35 students arrived in the Bahamas perhaps after 9:30 p.m. last night at Lyndon Pindling International Airport, and we have been advised that 2 of the 35 were not citizens of the Bahamas. We know that at least one of them hails from the Turks and Caicos Island, and the other person comes from another Caribbean island. The 33 Bahamian citizens, well, they came home and they have all been returned, if I can use it that way, to their family. So it's a wonderful piece of news when we take the welfare of our students at heart, and a government that is caring does what it do to ensure their safety. This is powerful. Well, having said that to you, I also want to go a step further and say to you that that took place as a result of the hurricane threat to Jamaica. Meanwhile, in the House of Assembly this afternoon, the Foreign Affairs Minister, Fred Mitchell, spoke, and he has revealed that the Bahamas has provided assistance to Grenada, who, if I have my information stuck correctly, was struck by hurricane on Monday. And there has been international reports that at least 3 people has been killed. So I think it's great, and I intend to pat the Bahamas on its back for a good job. And I think we should all be proud that we as a nation is willing to assist our unfortunate Caribbean brother and sister. Any comments you want to make on that, my spiritual
Well,
advisor?
that's great. I mean, when did they arrive? About 8:30 last night?
I'm told about 9:30 p.m. last night.
All right, good. So
Yeah.
that means, well, at least some of our students are safe. Some may have stayed behind, you think?
There
To
is no
weather the storm?
information on that,
Okay.
to the best of my knowledge.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's great.
yeah.
Absolutely, because that ferocious storm is headed Jamaica's way
Okay.
as we speak.
And it's still heading towards Jamaica.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but, we're in the hurricane season.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, Beryl has been very ferocious. And international weather people are saying this is the first hurricane to have materialized at this
Strength.
time of the year and with this kind
Power and
of
force.
yeah,
Yeah.
strength and force, eh?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, I'm thinking that as it approaches Jamaica, it could very well be either Category 3 or Category 4 storm, if I'm not mistaken. But it is going to weaken somewhat, no doubt, because Jamaica has a lot of mountains, and mountains do tend, when they interact with the weather system, to weaken them a bit. And then, of course, when they head back out into open waters, depending on the temperature, they could regain strength. But hopefully this hurricane dies. It loses strength somewhat, and when it reaches the Yucatan Peninsula, hopefully it should probably be just like a Category 1, hopefully.
Okay. At the moment, what category does it fall in?
Either 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's kind of powerful.
All right.
Yeah.
So we will pray for Jamaica, and we'll all watch. Meanwhile, the Bahamas has not escaped anything yet, and therefore citizens should be making the necessary preparation. We ought to know where we will go to be evacuated in the event the storm head this way. And of course, we also should have by now purchased the little radios. This is Freedom March. God save the people of Jamaica. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King, King Charles III, and the entire royal family. Hold on, everybody. It's a wonderful day in the Bahamas. It was raining and plenty sunshine. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. And we have a small update on Hurricane Beryl. We are advised, Bradley, what is your appreciation of Hurricane Beryl as it approaches Jamaica?
Well, unfortunately, when it approaches the southern coast of Jamaica, it's going to look like about a Category 4, which is so unfortunate. And if it's going to pass the southern coast of Jamaica, you know, well, Kingston, which is the city, or the capital, sorry, of Jamaica, is on the southern coast. So more than likely they would, you know, get some very strong hurricane winds. So no doubt within the next 12 to 24 hours, they should be feeling the effects of Hurricane Beryl, which unfortunately when it approaches Jamaica from the south, from the east, headed west, but it's going to head on the southern coast of Jamaica.
Yes.
It's going to be a Category 4 storm. So
And of course,
that's unfortunate.
winds are traveling at approximately 140 miles an hour. And then, of course, there is talks that it could head towards which other
Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands.
And then after Cayman, it's saying that there's a possibility as it approaches the Yucatan Peninsula, it could shift more to the north and then barrel straight into the United States southern coast.
What has it said about Haiti? What
Well,
was your understanding?
Haiti, which is north of where the storm is traveling, will you know, feel some tropical storm winds. Because I understand that this storm is pretty huge. This is Santo Domingo?
Yeah, well, that's Haiti as well.
Wow. So Santo Domingo is a part of
The
island of Hispaniola.
Yes,
All right.
Haiti's on the other
So
side.
this is what they're experiencing now.
Okay.
All right. As the storm is getting ready to pass them.
Okay.
This storm is, this is a ferocious, huge storm.
Yeah.
I believe the storm is about 315 miles wide,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. That is huge.
Mm-hmm.
That is completely huge.
Yeah.
But we'll have some more updates around 5 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
To get you.
Ma besme tout moun Haitien pou pre pou Haiti paske cyclone ge pase Haiti konya la kaze na Santo Domingo an lè i kaze sou Santo Domingo i kaze na Haiti as well. So this is going to be very exciting. So I will hope that the various
How much?
organizations.
Wow.
In-
I was wrong, actually. It's about 300 and... No, it's about 5... Whew, wow.
Go ahead.
That's about 502 miles. Producer, help me to understand this. It's about 502 miles, what, long, and about 376 miles wide. Wow.
Okay.
This is a huge
It's a huge storm, yeah. And we are going to hope that the Haitian people will be able to survive this, because in the mountains of Haiti, there are hardly any trees due to the fact that those trees have been used as fuel. So a lot of woods has been destroyed, which makes it very possible
mudslides.
for mudslides.
That's
So,
the danger.
Yeah.
When you interrupt nature, you see what happens?
So that is
Deforestation.
what happens when you are in a developing country and there's been centuries of exploitation. And so as the hurricane is going to batter Haiti, Haiti is under occupation by another tribe out of Kenya. And for those of you who might have been following news coming out of Kenya, in Kenya, the spirit of Baron Samdi is being demonstrated because the Kenyans are a warrior class of Africans, and there are major protests and demonstration. And the president of Kenya, who's a part of this decision to occupy Haiti, the Kenyan people are now pushing him to force him to resign. So it's a very interesting story, and it'll be interesting to see whether or not Hurricane Beryl will cleanse that which is taking place in Haiti. So, ma beswen moun yo pou di fami yo pou kache nan man, se posib si ou fe sa, ou pa mouri. So, you know, la vie en ça. And that will be La Force. So this is what is taking place. I'm trying to send little secret and signal to the Haitian, because there's a
but you must speak to
huge
edify
group
everyone
of Haitians who are watching me, and so I would like for them to see if they can find some safe place, perhaps near the mountain.
Okay, so you must speak to edify
And
the entire audience,
Yeah.
which is mostly English-speaking people.
not the majority of people in Haiti are not English. Oh, you Bahamians, I'm getting upset. I'm trying to save Haiti.
But in all fairness,
'cause
there's
that's
a Bahamian people.
I'm trying to save Haiti. Okay?
Haiti's not in any danger, Santa.
My spiritual
they're
advisor
probably going to experience
Has it
some,
hit Santo Domingo?
well, some tropical storm conditions
What
that
is
you
the
could weather.
distance between Santo Domingo and the Republic of Haiti?
They're on the same island, Senator.
Right. So if Santo
the same
Domingo
island.
is hit, then certainly
Haiti
Haiti
will
is
feel
in
yes,
danger.
Yeah, they'll feel
And
some.
I have a duty to save every Haitian in Haiti, and that will be powerful. What a great responsibility that I have, eh? And I'm just enjoying it. And I want you Bahamians to pray for me that I'll be able to get the message to every Haitian
amazing.
so that
The
they can
sensitivity to
survive.
save.
And I want all the boats, if you have decided that you're joining to the Bahamas, this is not the time to come.
Senator, come on now, come. Let's
Well, my spiritual advisor, is this
don't
the
forget that
time?
you are attached to the Ministry of National Security, you know.
Is this the time? The
You
minister,
don't embolden or put any things in
the
these people's
minister will
minds.
support what I'm
To
saying.
jump on no boat.
I'm not emboldening anybody. I'm
Okay.
telling them this is not the time to come. If they come,
Well, you know, it may be a good time for them to come because the rain will help them sail in, eh?
oh, come on, my spiritual advisor.
Yeah.
You're not safe.
Yeah, take that.
If the Haitians were to leave Haiti now, the boats will be capsized and they will drown. And I cannot afford to lose one man or one woman or one child. So I want you all to remain home and let's save our lives. And that would be La Force. Isn't that a wonderful thing that I'm telling them?
But on a very serious note, though.
Isn't that a wonderful thing that I'm telling them?
Hurricanes are not.
Mes amis,
Okay, Sandra.
si cyclone ap vini, pou ki sa ou vle Haitien pou dipate Haiti nan bateau la mer, pa bon. Huh?
You made your point.
All right, then,
Okay,
what's
okay.
your problem? I have to talk to you in Haitian for you to understand?
It's amazing.
If you all know the problem I have with my spiritual advisor, if I communicate with him in English, I have no effect. But if I talk, country talk, right? I'll have an effect. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor. What is your final comment before I go to another topic?
Well, we're going to keep up to date with Hurricane Beryl. When we
Right.
go on the break, we'll see what the latest advisory is so
Okay.
we can let the public know. We don't have to be too much concerned about that here in the Bahamas. because of the direction that Hurricane Beryl is traveling. I don't know how much it's going to affect us because it is a huge storm. We may get some wind, rain. I'm assuming though. We haven't had any. I wonder if we had any advisory from the Bahamas Meteorological
I've not
Department.
heard any advisory.
From them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're fine.
Yeah. At the moment,
At
we
the
are.
moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
So let's pray and let's
For others.
prepare. See, it's one thing to say we are fine, but depending on where you are living, you need to know where you will go to seek refuge. That's very, very important. Where you're going to go, how you're going to get it, what bundle you're going to take with you. Because if you're going to a place of refuge, you need to carry blankets, you need pillows. If you have children, you need pampers, baby powder. You need your little towel, your soap. You got the point? There's some basic things. And then if you have mama, remember mama got high blood pressure. So you got to pack mama pressure pills. Mama may have sugar, so you need her sugar pills. All right? So whatever mama them got, you got to make sure. Okay? And it becomes very important that mama is not abandoned. And this is the period when mama them are stubborn. So you tell mama, we ain't listening to you, and you bring mama home to your house. Because we cannot have a situation that if a storm strikes the Bahamas, mama drown. It would be disgraceful. When I finish cursing y'all out for abandoning mama them, y'all wouldn't like it. So we can't abandon them. Okay? I'll give you a sad story. I don't want to say it. It doesn't get me emotional.
So let's move on.
But I'm preoccupied with it, so I'll tell it to you. In 2020, when Hurricane Dorian struck Abaco, there were a number of young people who lived in the mud. And when it dawned on them that their parents, their fathers, their mothers were trapped, they returned to rescue them.
Wow.
And they, too, were washed away to sea. It's a sad story. Sad, sad story. So we have to be forewarned and make sure that those things don't happen, because it's possible. All right? It's very, very possible. Don't forget that. In 2017, hurricane, whatever hurricane that was, I think they said it was Irma. Irma pushed from South Beach straight to Cowpen Road. Okay? So don't forget that. 2017, 2018, whatever year it was.
2016 it was.
2016. Okay? Anyway, so I think we are finished with the storms. For heaven's sake, make the necessary preparations. Okay, so we've said that. Well, did we talk about the arrival of the Bahamians?
Yes, we did already.
We talked about it.
Already.
Well, last night, which is the tradition, a young man happens to be in Kennedy subdivision. This would have been like around 10 p.m. And lo and behold, a Japanese vehicle pulled up. And as is the practice, Negro gunmen exit the vehicle, open fire on that young man, shooting him multiple times. And then they escaped. So that area became a major tragedy, as the man had to be taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital, and now the police has to investigate another attempted murder. The police has not told us everything about the victim, so we do not know at this point if he is a well-known citizen and a person who the police knows very well. We don't know that. We have not been told if he was on bail, We have not been told whether or not he had on an ankle bracelet. All we have been told is he had been in the front of a yard and a vehicle, a Japanese vehicle, jumped out. Negro gunmen jumped out and they shot him multiple times. So it's a tragic, tragic story. Whatever his sins are, it is still sad that he had to face that tragedy. So we have to continue to push and to pray and to pressure the government to come up with powerful legislation to punish those who will commit these kinds of criminal offenses. I thought I'd tell it to you for what it is worth. Meanwhile, there is an interesting case taking place in the Supreme Court. I'm advised that our esteemed Chief Justice, Sir Ian Winder, is conducting a hearing into an application brought to the court by a taxi cab driver by the name of Philip Miller. Isn't that a powerful name? Philip Miller is not to be confused with Philip Miller, the former retired permanent secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It just happens to be another Negro man who shares that revolutionary name. But Philip Miller, the taxi driver, he's challenging certain things that has happened to cab drivers. I regret I can't give you more detailed information. I do know that we have a reporter who is covering that case. And it's a case that every taxi driver ought to follow, because we've not had a wonderful taxi driver case since 1992, when Rodney Monker took the Free National Movement government to court over his taxi 860. Monker emerged victoriously when he beat the whole F&M government. The court ordered the F&M to return his taxi pay and to pay him $500 in damages. Monker was successful in getting revenge as he subpoenaed Janet Bostwick, the then minister of whatever ministry she was responsible for, and the deputy prime minister, that would be Frank Watson, and a bunch of other ministers, many of whom ducked and hid, but Hubert Ingram made all those who got summonses to go to court. And the judge happens to have been the late Emmanuel Enebeli Osadabe. Osadabe belongs to Nigeria. He came to the Bahamas, and of course he fell in love with a lady, married, settled down, and emerged as one of the greatest attorneys at the Bahamas bar. Him and Mr. Monker clashed when he told Mr. Osadabe that he was now getting ready to put Janet Bostwick in the witness box, and that he told the judge that Janet is going to have to tell him what she did with the 2 taxi plate that the Honorable Philip Bettel, the PLP Minister of Transport, gave to her. Osadabe held Monker in court for 45 minutes, trying to persuade him not to call Janet to testify. So Monker said, well, tell them, give him his taxi plate and pay him damage. That's what happened. If you don't believe me, you could ask Jennifer Mangra. Jennifer Mangra bears one of the sweetest surnames in the judiciary. She, at that time, was young, and of course, she was the government prosecutor. And of course, that case moved from Osadabe, and then it went before a man who happens to be an Australian Jew. And of course, when I got before him, he immediately told the FNM to stop doing nonsense, give me my money and my plate, and Jennifer Mangra complied. She's a wonderful woman. She made sure that I got my taxi 860, and she made sure that the Free National Movement gave me a certified banker's check in the sum of $500. Since then, Jennifer Mangra has emerged as one of the greatest female attorneys in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and today I can proudly announce that she has now accepted my leadership, and this is powerful. Brother Rold, did you ever
Jennifer
heard
Mangra.
that kind of talk?
What do you mean by Jennifer Mangra?
That's her name. She married
That's
a
her
man.
last name?
Yeah, she married a man who was a Mangra.
Okay.
And when I got to court and I asked them, what is the name of the lady? They said, this is Mrs. Mangra. So I said, she's a Mangra too? And when I heard,
What color was she?
she is of the African race,
Okay.
but she married an Indian looking man. The man was a Mangra, and she became a Mangra. And when I discovered that her name was Mangra, by the time I finished adding honey to that, it was fantastic. Wonderful case
Indeed. All right.
that took place. So Philip Miller, the taxi driver, is in court, and it is my hope that by tomorrow I shall get further particulars. And I'm told that he's being supported by the Bahamas Taxi Cab Union, and of course, an examination of a lot of things that are happening to taxi driver. They are illegal, where people can just take away your taxi, badges, do up all kind of foolishness, but because you're poor, you do not go to court and challenge it. But if you go to court, you will challenge it. I used to do it. I was blessed where I went before a white judge. And when they told me that the judge was white, I told all the taxi drivers, about 24 of them, I said, listen, we're going to win this case. And when I finished arguing, what I like about that judge, he used to bend sideways and grab a bottle of Guinness, and his lordship would drink a mouthful. And when he drank a mouthful, I said, my lord, you know everybody in Blackwood just drink Stitchy except me. He said, you got to try it one day. And when it was all over, the court ruled in my favor. So in his right hands was the scale of justice, and in his left hand was a whole bottle of Guinness. It's powerful. You'll never hear that anywhere in the country. So whenever I argue a case, depending on how well I do it, the judge could end up drinking beer. Powerful. Any comment, Mr. Spiritual Advisor?
No, man.
This is powerful.
Yeah. We move on.
So we can move on. So these are some of the things that are happening in the country. And then, of course, the American person who is missing at Paradise Island. It's a new developing story. In fact, the mother is suggesting that the local political authorities have misled the Negro media when they inform the media that the FBI is assisting in the investigation. The mother, who hails from Chicago, and for those of you who may have studied the history of Chicago, it is one of the biggest gangster state in the United States of America. This is where the famous Al Capone of the 1920s and 30s came from. But she told the media that the United States Embassy in Nassau informed her that the FBI is not involved in the investigation. So she's very upset that we are saying that the FBI is involved in the investigation, and the embassy is telling her it is not. Well, that becomes very interesting because Taylor Casey's friend has now emerged and he is running on. So I think that the best thing that we need to do is we should perhaps privatize this investigation, because something has to be wrong, that the whole Royal Bahamas Police Force is preoccupied looking for a woman who is really a man, and the family is cursing them out. We'll talk more about it as we help to find Taylor Casey, the American. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. The forces of evil have struck a second time. First 2 lesbian women, now a man. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. We're going to do birthday, and when it is all over, we are going to re-examine the case of the African American by the name of Taylor Casey. Taylor Casey, as you are aware, was born a male. The Americans have refused to tell us that. And then, of course, slowly, as the investigation is conducted, we have discovered that it's not really a female we're looking for, it's a man. And we're not trying to be scandalous. We live in a world whereby if a person is missing, for heaven's sake, the Americans are supposed to be some of the most intelligent people on the face of the planet. Why are they trying to convince us that this is a woman when they know it's a man? I mean, it's just amazing. Why they do that to black people? And don't they know that we, as the first people, you see, God made the African first, the black man first. And when God made us first, we knew who were males, we knew who was females. And in the first century, we never allow this foolishness. Anyway, my spiritual advisor, you ready for birthday?
So when did God make the white man?
After...
You gotta be careful now, okay?
I'm answering you.
There's one race.
I'm answering you.
And it's the human race.
I'm answering you. Do you agree that in Africa is where
The Garden of Eden is?
the first man...
Yes. Yes.
Do you agree
Civilization.
that these were black people?
Brown-skinned people, yes.
What do you call brown skin?
Like me. I'm brown-skinned, see?
The
That's
spiritual
brown.
advisor, you're not brown.
Senator, your coat is black. You know what?
My spiritual
let's
advisor.
do can we do the birthday?
Just hold on
Senator?
for a second.
Senator, I would not allow
My
you to
spiritual
do the same.
advisor. When
Your
you
coat
say-
is black.
My spiritual advisor wants you to stop it. Okay?
I am not black.
Okay, so let's forget the word black. Let's go to our country talk. You are noir.
I am brown.
Say
See?
noir.
I am
Noir. It's amazing how since slavery, he belongs to the Kenyan tribe. Anyway, go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Oh boy, I tell you, it's amazing. All right, so we do some birthdays, Mr. Producer. Okay, good. This is one of the brothers from the Lord's Church.
He's from the Lord's Church, too?
He was a high-ranking official in the immigration department.
Really? What happened to him?
His birthday. He's celebrating
Okay.
his birthday.
Is he still in immigration?
I think he may have retired.
Okay. And what's his
All right,
name?
so this is Brother Dwight Bannaby. He's celebrating.
This Brother
birthday.
Bannaby?
Yeah, Dwight
Okay.
Bannaby is celebrating birthday. Happy birthday, Brother Bannaby. And he's actually a deacon in the Lord's Church.
Okay.
Biggest happy birthday shout out coming to you from your wife, your children, of course, the Happy Power Church of Christ, and of course, all those who love you dearly. Happy birthday, Deacon Dwight Bannaby.
This is powerful.
Absolutely. Who else do we have today, producer? All right, so this is Stafford and Bristol. All right, so happy birthday to Stafford and Bristol. Good afternoon. Would like Mr. Monica to send a birthday wish to Stafford and Bristol from his wife and kids, especially Kenya. So happy birthday to Stafford and Bristol.
Happy birthday, Stafford, Bristol, and this is powerful. It's from your wife and the children then.
Great. And so Monet, I think Monet Roberts may be next. Happy birthday to Monet Roberts. Very happy birthday to you. Blessings and wonderful year and beyond. May God grant you his richest blessings for many, many more to come. It's coming from your mom, Brenda, your brothers, Nathan, Andy, Onan, and Roger Roberts, and of course your whole entire family, and also your niece, Sanea Roberts. All right, happy birthday. Monet Roberts, also coming from your co-workers at Air Traffic Control, Nassau, Bahamas. All the best to you. We hope you enjoyed your birthday. All right, so yes, this is a sister from the Happy Power Church of Christ. Monique White is celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday to you. Blessings to you for a beautiful day coming from your husband. Of course, all of these lovely sisters from the Happy Power Church of Christ, the brothers, the entire family. Monique White, all the best to you. Continue to enjoy, and we hope you had a very good birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, where else are we going? Now, rest in peace. I'm trying to find it here. What's his name, producer? Okay, so that's rest in peace, Ansel Sanders of Bimini. July 31st, 1992 to June 29, 2024, also known as Bonefish Ansel Memorial, is going to be held at the Linden Pendleton Center on Thursday, July the 11th. So rest in peace. Condolences to the family and all those who loved him dearly. Rest in peace. Ansel Saunders of Bimini. All right, and then of course, Dorothy Lewis Davis, first Bahamian female inspector. Dorothy Lewis passes at 83, born on the 27th of June. It was on the 27th of June, 1979. Davis became the first Bahamian woman to attain the rank of inspector at the Royal Bahamas Police Force. She was an author, a devoted Anglican who served faithfully as a lay reader in the Stark St. Matthew's Anglican Church. May her soul rest in peace. That's Dorothea Lewis Davis. All right. Yes, special shout out, and of course the entire Bahamas, along with the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, would like to congratulate Ivana Seymour on becoming the highest ranking Bahamian on the Royal Caribbean Utopia of the Seas. Your journey from a male boat crew to the leadership of a cruise ship shows the world that Bahamians can achieve great things. We are incredibly proud of you, Ivana. Keep inspiring us all. Congratulations to you, and may you continue to excel. This is really powerful indeed. Congratulations and all the best to you, Ivana Seymour. Great. What do you have, Sandra?
Well, I wish to join you in wishing everybody a happy birthday, and of course a happy anniversary. And to those people who are celebrating something special, I say praise the Lord, congratulations.
And then?
Yeah.
Right.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. So
okay.
We move on.
Well, we shall move on. The mysterious disappearance of an American citizen called Casey, or shall I say called Taylor Casey, and there are all sorts of rumors that are being circulated. Today I shall not go into the rumors because I would want to compare the geography. I would like to see geographically what site is closest to the yoga retreat. And I think that becomes very important. And the time has come for the yoga people to tell us what are their position on gay people. Is gay people welcome at the yoga retreat? This is a very fundamental question that I'm asking. Is lesbian people welcome there? And is transgender welcome there? And is the yoga people comfortable with these kinds of people participating in their training program? That becomes very, very important because we are hearing that the yoga people are not cooperating. And we need to know, what is the yoga people saying? It becomes very important because the family is very suspicious of the yoga people. And I hate to be living in a society with all these kinds of foreign investors, and I don't know how they look. And then, of course, if the police should show up with big guns, for whatever reason, there are going to be lots of dissatisfaction. So we need to know what's going on at the yoga retreat. And it appears that the media has not demanded that the owners, the general managers, whoever they are, that they will speak to us openly and tell us what is going on. So we need to know, because Casey is missing. Casey family is upset, and we need to get down to the bottom of it, because Casey comes from a state in the United States where it has been known for gangsterism for over 100 years. And if you were to examine the history of Chicago, Chicago has had a lot of gangsterism, and Casey comes from that state, and this is too mysterious. See, the first problem that I have is that we were misled as a people. We were misled as a nation. The least that we ought to have known when Casey arrived in the Bahamas is that Casey was a man. You see, my intelligence has been insulted. If you couldn't say that Casey was a man, then you could have said, well, listen, Casey is a sissy. Then we would be able to conceptualize that much better. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm looking at the culture. I'm listening to what the people are saying. I'm listening to Paradise Island people. Paradise Island people, they're upset. They're very upset because every time they look around, they can see police up and down questioning them. And some of them are very embarrassed because they want to know what the police is doing, asking them if they see a transgender. One Negro person said, man, I'm tired of this. It's like if the police think he's a sissy. But I don't know. I don't know. When the police is investigating, they're not judging anybody. You're looking for an American. America is upset. There's a general election going on in the United States. This man is an African American, and you know, they're competing for the African American vote. And so white America is going to have to demonstrate that the African American is just as valuable as the white Americans, at least until after the election over in November. So it's these kind of things that is happening, and you can't pick up the paper. You pick up the paper, Casey's on the front page, and what I find so offensive is, I'm not going to say it's a sin, so I won't repeat the sin, but that is what is happening. We need to get to it, and the suggestion by the mother, okay? The mother will not talk to the local media. Or what is she doing? She's playing to the white people in America. And you know how the white people in America is. They're very liberal, and they're into these gay things. And they would love to say that in the islands, that we are backward. They refuse to accept that the vast majority of the people are Christian. I must confess that there is some hypocrisy, but they would like to take hypocrisy and put it on the whole population. And this is what is happening. I blame this on America, because you would recall that last year, during Gay Pride, the Americans them heist up a lesbian flag, and by hoisting that flag up, it would have sent a signal to people in America who is gay, who's lesbian, who's transgender, that everything is fine. And it's not. We just don't complain, because many of us would like to go to the United States, and we are afraid that if you tell the Americans that you ain't into this batty thing, you're into this liking of the man, the Americans can put your name in the computer, and by damn, if they put your name in the computer, y'all ain't get no visa. Okay? See, y'all ain't like me. If the Americans tell me they put my name in the computer, I thank God. I turn to my wife and say, they got my name in the computer. And you know, I scared to fly plane. So you see how God works for me? When the Americans put my name in the plane, I said, Lord Jesus, I thank you. The Americans have saved me from going in the plane. You see what happened to the American plane the other day? Huh? The white man. The plane dropped and the ceiling, I don't know how it happened, descended on the white man and half of his body was in the ceiling. They had to pull him out of the ceiling. Now, they don't have to worry about me. I'm now convinced that Jesus don't want me to fly in a plane. So you see, that's the difference between me and you all. American has his name in the computer. Praise the Lord! I ain't gonna fly. You see? But y'all want to go to Miami. Y'all want to go to Atlanta. Y'all want to go to California. Y'all want to see Hollywood. Y'all want to go and buy plenty soap
You're missing a lot.
and toothpaste.
You haven't been there. You're missing quite a bit. I can tell
I have
you.
not been there.
You need to travel and get up
Where
this
have I
rock.
not been?
You been to California?
What? No.
You been to Disney?
No.
You never been to Walt Disney?
No.
You ever been to Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay?
No.
You ever been to Queens in New York?
No.
You serious?
Yeah.
Wow. You been to Miami?
Yeah.
Okay. You ever been to Haiti?
Haiti?
No.
I go to Haiti every night.
I know. You was using Marlon Go.
You know, it's fly, right?
Back and yeah. I
What we
know.
do?
Yeah, but what's interesting, producer, if you can put Taylor, what's the name of the
His name is Taylor
right.
Casey.
There's a statement released by the mother,
Okay.
the mother whose name is Colette Seymour. She's saying that the family of a Chicago missing woman in the Bahamas is now pleading for more support from the U.S. government. So Taylor Casey, who was 41, was last seen June the 19th while attending a yoga retreat on Paradise Island. In quotations, a young lady called me and said, "Have you heard from Taylor?" And I'm like, I'm looking at the phone because I know this. She was from the yoga retreat, and then she said Taylor hasn't shown up for yoga classes. We called Casey's mom, Colette Seymour. Seymour traveled to the retreat last week and now says her visit was deeply unsettling. She says she had to beg to talk to students at the retreat and says it felt like the students were told what to say and what not to say. Seymour also said she saw no missing posters, despite authorities saying that they spoke to a number of people and deployed drones, divers, and canine unit. I feel like the police did the bare minimum. Without U.S. government support, we may never find out what happened to my Taylor, Seymour said. Police were able to find Casey's cell phone in the ocean last week, but the family says authorities refused to turn over the phone. We love Taylor, and Taylor needs to be back home with Taylor's family, Seymour said. The family says Casey would never just take off without telling them. The police requested people at the yoga retreat for 4 statements regarding Taylor, but would not specify whether any were interrogated. All right, this is a very interesting story.
What do you find interesting about it, my spiritual advisor?
Well, the mother is saying that apparently, this is something that really strikes at me though. She says that apparently some of the students it basically seems as if they're being told what to say and what not to say.
Now, how old are these students?
I don't know.
So you see, you have to be careful.
But if that's the case, so it sounds like something's not right. Like they're censoring, and like they must somebody has something to hide.
Well, let's look at the student. See, when we talk about
why they telling them what to say and what not to say?
It suggests that these are teenagers. These are not teenagers. These are adult people who have a variety. See, I used to work the Club Med.
Uh-huh.
You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Those of us who worked the Club Med between 1978 and let's say about 1983, we know what took place in them areas. We know that people came to boat resorts and there was a lot of kinkiness taking place. Because we were young and tender, some of us just giggle, right? So essentially, these are not children when you start talking about students. These are adults who do not want the police to take them in custody. They ain't come to the Bahamas to protect Casey. They are adult.
A student is just a learner, Sandra, so that can mean anybody.
Yes,
it doesn't
but I am
necessarily
trying
mean
to
kids.
point out to you that when she say the students, the public hearing this could get the impression that she's talking about teenagers.
I didn't get that impression.
Okay.
Because I know we're dealing with yoga retreat,
Okay.
which
All right.
is it's not a place for kids.
Okay, so I need to emphasize that. So if the public think that they're talking about teenagers, these old people, I might say old people, I'm talking about people perhaps 18 and over, people who are mystical, and you need only ask the taxi drivers, because the last set of people that I drove, I had to take them wherever that little place is across from Daswell Street, and then just north of Bay Street. There they caught a boat and they went over. And some of those people looked mystical to me. Some of them, for a few seconds, I wonder what they were up to. So we don't know the mystery surrounding the yoga retreat. And I'm certain that those people who are being called students are guests. So who want the police to arrest them when they're supposed to be in the back there doing yoga? To give an account for an African American whom they may never even dealt with. So therein lies the problem. And then she maybe think this is the United States, where in a couple hours you say a person is missing and you see the kind of result. I want her to know that there's a 16-year-old boy that the police claims is missing, that the police say they see him on a video, but nobody would take him into custody. They say they can't find him. So what do we have? We've had a history in the Bahamas where people are missing. They have the public alerted over it. Then when they find, the police give us no explanation. It's no longer our business. How the hell it ain't my business? You alert me that a 13-year-old girl is missing for weeks. So you have me concerned as to whether or not somebody rape her, rob her, kill her, kidnap her. Then you find her, and you decide that you ain't gonna tell me that you caught her with her boyfriend. You decide that that ain't my business. So I even didn't know the case solved. So I want her to welcome her to Negro land. All right? I'm sympathetic towards her, but I want her to know that I have taken note of countless young people whom the police say is missing. And then the police don't tell us that they find them, and the police don't tell us what they were doing. Well, if you think that I have a right to know that the person is missing, I think I have a right to know that when you found her, she was with her boyfriend. When you found him, he was with his girlfriend. When you found him, he was in the custody of a male who's not his immediate relative. But what do? They treat us as if we are stupid. And I don't say anything. I just look at it and say, boy, what the hell this is. All right? We're not trying to be voyeuristic. We're not trying to get in people's business. But if you upset the whole country and tell us that a child is missing, and then when you find the child, you ain't want to give us no more explanation? Hell no. So Casey, Miss Casey Seymour, whatever your name is, this is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. The time has come for the police to tell us the truth when they discover the scandal. God save the King. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. I'm going to invite him to do an ad again, eh?
Yes, let's do
Go ahead.
the ads. The Work Center. Oh, sorry, yeah. All right, yeah, I forgot that we did get 2 late birthdays
Okay,
in.
so we have birthdays?
So let's do those quickly. Here we go. Yeah, so Evie, happy birthday, coming from your family and friends. May God keep you and your family. Age is just if age was a name, we would call it young. We love you. Happy birthday, Evie. And then after Evie comes Judy Taylor. Happy birthday to Judy Taylor, coming from your family, friends, and of course, especially Lily. Happy birthday to Evie Taylor. All right. Building some ads? Yes, the Work Center, located Rosetta Street across from Roberts Furniture, is your one-stop shop for back-to-school Dickies, Timberlands, and many, many more. So come on down and let their friendly staff assist you with getting ready for back-to-school, and this is powerful indeed. Everybody needs money, always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend, anytime, anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. MoneyMax, live your max life.
This is powerful.
Indeed.
Well, my spiritual advisor, let's wrap up on Casey Taylor, or Taylor Casey.
Yeah,
What
before-
is the final point that we need to make on it?
Well, I guess one of the final points we need to make on this matter is that as it relates to Taylor Casey, according to, could you put that photo first, please? Right. According to Ram Soskin, I understand he is the manager at the yoga retreat, he's saying that the Monday before Casey's disappearance, an unidentified man with a walkie-talkie was seen walking the same platform where Taylor's tent was located. That's very interesting to note. An unidentified man with a walkie-talkie was seen walking the same platform where Taylor's tent was located. One of the retreat's participants who the Find Taylor Casey team spoke to said that Casey was approached while sitting alone at the beach by a stranger the same day she was last seen. Now listen to this. The man was wearing a Celtic baseball cap. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Well, just say what they say.
All right. The man was wearing a Celtics baseball cap and dressed in all black. He claimed he was from Chicago and was interested in taking a yoga class, and he proceeded to follow her on the property, according to reports.
Well, that's an easy case to solve.
That's interesting.
First of all, this big man dressed in black.
I don't know if they describe him as big, but they just say a man.
This man, what was he? Was he an African American?
They didn't
Was
give.
he a Caucasian man? And what do they mean that he was on the same platform
All right, that struck me too. What does
as
that mean?
Taylor Casey?
Right.
The platform is kept within the yoga camp. So if he was on this platform, I didn't know that non-visitors can visit the yoga retreat. I didn't know that if you were a guest at the yoga retreat, you could bring non-guests onto the property. I didn't know that. Perhaps you can. So there are questions that need to be answered, and perhaps we have a good excuse to just go into the yoga camp and just arrest everybody, and we could tell them, listen, we are under pressure from the United States government, so we can lock all y'all up and tell us what happened to
Right. I'm
Taylor
sorry,
Casey.
forgive me.
Go
But
ahead.
Sandra, here's what I am getting from this that apparently Taylor Casey was followed to the Bahamas. That's what I'm gathering from this. In reading this, it seems as if she may have been followed here.
Well, do you remember when I said to you that we should perhaps call in Mrs. Janet Bostwick? You would recall that I told you that something like this, to my memory, reminds me of 1974, when a Caucasian American traveled to the Bahamas, and he was followed by an African American by the name of Mishika Shobeck. Mishika Shobeck stalked him and eventually slaughtered him on Yamacraw Beach in the vicinity where Stoke Old House once existed. I told that to y'all. I said, this sounds like that kind of scenario, and that perhaps we should call in Janet Bostwick because she was the prosecutor. She would have put together all of the findings of some of the greatest police detectives here in the Bahamas. And when Janet got in the Supreme Court and she prosecuted Mishika Shobeck, Janet put one of the tightest rope around his African-American neck. You guys may have forgotten, but I have not forgotten. The late Eugene DePuch, one of the greatest attorneys in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and Sir Orville Turnquest, another great Bahamian attorney. They were partners, and for those of you who might not be aware, Eugene DePuch happens to be the younger brother of the Tribune's former editor, the late Etienne DePuch. He's the uncle of Eileen DePuch Karen, the Tribune current editor. And Eugene DePuch and Sir Orville Turnquest together went to court to stop Janet from hanging Shobeck. But Janet Bostwick had that rope so tight around his black neck that Eugene DePuch and Orville Turnquest were unsuccessful. You all have not heard that in about 50 years. Watch out for me. That's how this sounds. And I am going to say to Monroe that he may have to give Janet Bostwick a contract to review the findings
18 minutes.
of the police to see whether or not we can solve this. Go ahead, my spiritual.
Yeah, let's open the
advisor.
lines quickly. I'm sorry, folks, for starting off late. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. You can call us now so we can engage you, or you can engage us actually in conversation. We had a number of topics to be discussed today. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Do we have any calls, Mr. Lucia? You're free to run on now, Sandra.
Well, my spiritual advisor, this case reminds me of that case where the white American, I have to think about what his name is, and he was slaughtered in 1974 at Yamacraw. So the question is, was Taylor Casey followed here to the Bahamas? And don't
does seem
forget,
so.
Taylor is from where?
Chicago.
Chicago. Chicago
the Windy City.
is the home of Al Capone.
Why do you keep making reference to that, though? What does that
Because
do with this
it
case?
has a gangster history. The
I don't
other
know.
day,
I don't know if you could tie this case to gangsterism.
what you mean? What you mean if you can't? If Chicago has been practicing gangsterism for over 100 years, and if Chicago is known to have some of the highest criminal rates in America, what the hell do you want me to do?
We got a few calls waiting. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Two things, if you give me the leeway, I want to say, reference to what Manka said yesterday. Mr. Manka,
So,
yes, in reference with the embassy you saying that we do not have. Remember, it's almost election in America,
okay,
and you'll never see an ambassador here until next year.
okay.
Mark my word.
I believe you.
And the next thing is, I was listening to you where you say that gentleman who went up in the ceiling on a plane, you know why?
Why?
He had a seatbelt on, that's going to happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome,
I thank
sir.
you very much.
All right.
323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Just a comment. Mr. Monker,
Yes?
I would like for you to refer to Mrs. Boswick as Dame Janet Boswick.
She was knighted?
I think that she has earned due respect.
Has she
I
been,
have
she's
heard
been
you
knighted?
refer to other people before they receive the title of Dame or Sir, refer to them as that in the present.
I apologize.
Mrs. Boswick, sorry, Mr. Monker, I'm just going to talk and then hang up. Mr. Monker,
Yes?
Mrs. Boswick is a senior, seasoned Bahamian female politician.
Yes, she
She
is.
has earned her stripes, like you like to say, by blood, sweat, and tears.
That is true.
Please,
Listen,
she is
I
Dame
apologize.
Janet Boswick.
I do not remember her being knighted by the Queen or His
No,
Majesty.
No, Mr. Monker, she may not have been knighted when you were speaking about her in the class, but I have heard you speak about others that were not knighted,
Really?
did not have the title of Dame.
Really?
Still refer to them as that.
I wonder
People
who
still
that
refer
is.
to you as Senator Monker. And
Listen,
I have no problem with that. If I see you, I will call you Senator Monker.
yes, but please do not be confused. I have always given citizen the titles that our sovereigns have bestowed upon them. And to the best of my knowledge, Mrs. Boswick has not been knighted by our blessed late Queen, nor our current sovereign. But I shall research
She hasn't?
to the best of my
I
knowledge.
remember her going to England to be knighted.
Well, I will check on that, and if you are correct, I shall apologize 3 times. Okay? I thank you very much. Philip Brave Davis may have to bestow a knighthood on Mrs. Boswick, but to the best of my knowledge, I really do not recall her being knighted. I would never show her that kind of disrespect. God save the king.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. Good afternoon, caller. You there?
Yes, hello.
Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me good?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, good. I was just calling in reference to the Taylor Casey situation.
Yes?
Okay.
Yeah, I think, Mr. Monka, you kind of making light of this missing person when you keep talking about gay and sister and all that. When she came to the Bahamas, some people at the ashram did not know she was no man. She's considered a woman. So I just wanted to say that I think we should just keep, making reference to that. It's a serious situation. And when Mummy came, all the things that I saw on News Nation with all that, unless something changed today, she didn't have a lot of negative stuff to say. She only said that she felt like, the investigation, she wasn't getting much out of
She
it.
attacked
And that
she
the people at the
attacked
ashram
Wayne
were saying
Monroe.
She felt like they needed more
Are
investigation.
you aware that she attacked Minister Wayne Monroe?
No, I was not. I saw many.
Okay.
I saw about 4 different, and I didn't hear her say anything about him.
Right. Well, I just told it to you. Don't forget,
Okay.
I played
So where did she attack him?
just the other day. I played.
Oh no, I saw up until late last night. She never attacked him.
Okay, you didn't see it. I play journalism, so I would be
Okay.
privy to information that you may not be privy to. I didn't want to make that as clear as that. And
Okay.
I can even tell you what she has suggested.
Okay, and what was that?
That the United States Embassy has contradicted what Minister Wayne Monroe said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see that. Only thing she said that the Bahamas said that, you know, the FBI was involved and, you know, she didn't hear anything else. The first day, I
Okay.
think she got some information.
Right.
But after, and I kind of agree with her. If I was the Royal Bahamas Police Force, I would have done more investigation into that ashram.
Give us an
Because I had a
example.
friend that spent 2 weeks there, and she said they're shady.
Okay.
So I think that the Bahamas police need to investigate those people more and stop worrying what them talking about. They don't want interfere with the people's yoga program. There's a person missing,
I quite agree with you.
you know?
Yeah, I quite agree with you. I
Yeah.
think you've
Thank
been
you.
I just wanted
wonderful.
to say that.
Yes.
I think when you detract and talk of 50 this and that.
No, you're
It
missing the point.
detracts from-
I am privy, listen to me. Watch out for me. I'm privy to information that the ordinary members of the media are not privy to.
No,
And
we
all-
know she's transgender,
And-
but that's
No, you're missing the point. My colleagues were told to help find a woman, and they are now offended that they were looking for a female when in fact it's a man. Just tell them it's a
right. You
man.
mean the body? Yeah, the body of a person.
Yes.
If they find.
Yes.
If they find right.
Right.
Understood.
Or you can
I
say,
think you should say that. Don't go say the sissy this and all that. You know, I'm not even a sissy. I love mine. So
no. I'm not suggesting that you're a sissy, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Right.
I'm
I
merely,
love mine, and I love sissy to be my friends. So understand?
they're your friends, they're my family.
Right. So,
Right.
You know.
So there is no prejudice there. I'm merely pointing out what happens when you tell a country something dishonest.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. And
Right.
they start off by telling us to look for a woman. Right?
Yeah.
And then we discover this ain't no real woman.
Mhm.
So that becomes a distraction.
Right. Right.
Okay. I thank
And
you
I
for your
know-
comments.
I think they should, because like the woman who was in the tent next to her told the mummy they heard her like 11 something at night sitting up and moving things in her tent.
Okay.
You know, and then after that, but that might even been her. Maybe that was somebody else in the tent.
But we never could tell what's
Exactly.
going on in
And then
the
the
tent.
phone situation was strange.
The what?
You know, the phone being found in the water. But her passport is still missing.
Well, obviously, that you have to hold on to your passport. And you know, the Americans, they do all kind of strange things. Some days they run away bride.
Yep.
Some days
She may
they're
run
hiding.
someplace.
Yeah,
but thank you so much, caller. We appreciate your contribution, okay?
It's a wonderful piece of contribution.
You take care now.
I want to
Bye-bye.
apologize to people who may think that I was on the wrong track, but I'm so privy to all kind of information.
Your call.
Yeah.
Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hi, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I heard the latest interview with the mother on the international station, right?
Yes.
Something she said to the payment people, what if it were your child, We have quite a few Bahamian parents who go through that very same experience as we speak.
Yes.
Number one. Now your child is missing in a strange country, but yet you refuse to sit down with the Bahamian media persons who reached out to her. When you say, imagine if it were your child, would you not sit down, do the same way you're sitting down with the international media, give the information to the Bahamian, you understand? Because
Yes, yes.
a lot of Bahamians don't have access to international media.
That is true.
You understand what I'm saying? So it really appears as if she has no faith in the Bahamas. That is our police force. That's the only police force that we have. The missing person, the person came here, right?
Yes.
Now, the story, before I go, the last thing they said that the FBI gave no comment. However, the State Department or whatever, they're working with the police
Okay.
and the government. So, don't make it appear as if we're ignorant, we don't know what we're doing, we're running around in grass dirt. We have a very intelligent, brilliant Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Oh, the
but
best.
she needs to deal with the media here, give access, sit down in
Yes.
your station,
Yes.
or and give him so he
Yes.
can be aware.
Yes.
Paradise Island is another island,
Of course.
and that place, that yoga place, I can't even find that.
Okay.
So therefore, deal with that. You can zero in on that. Speak with the Bahamian people so that you understand.
Of course.
But don't make it appear as if we're over here running wild, grabbing whoever, tourists or whatever we can find, and doing something to them. It's giving the wrong impression of the Bahamas.
It's giving the wrong impression. And
But Skipping is doing an excellent job
this is great.
with her communication. But thank you, all of you. Stay safe.
We thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
You're kind. And we have to be concerned because do not forget, and on Grand Bahama, there were two women who alleged that they were lesbians. What two lesbian women doing? Shacking up with two Negro men. Remember that? You remember when they said they got raped? That turned out to be a lie. Because on the beach, all they had was video showing whatever they were doing. Now we have an African, those two were white women. Now we have an African American who is biologically a man, but he has the American telling us he's a woman. And then they say he's disappeared. And my taxi colleagues have been very upset because we got scores of cab drivers working on Paradise Island. Everybody got their eyes open for a woman, and the next thing they find out, this ain't a real woman. I want the FBI to stop it. I want the State Department to stop it. They can play politics in the United States, but when they come to the Bahamas, give us the facts. Hey, it's a man who may have had
Beautiful.
an operation. I don't know.
Welcome to Freedom March, Call You Live. Welcome to Freedom.
Hello,
Yes, you.
Mr.
Hello?
Monica, please.
Yes, speak.
Mr. Monica,
Sir.
you were talking about that Schubeck incident,
Yes, Shobeck.
and that's the lawyer from New York, Bernstein.
You mean the man who was killed?
Yes,
You might.
and then after he was executed and whatnot, the body was given to the family to take back to the United States for burial.
Oh no. Shobeck was placed in an unmarked grave in the Bahamas.
But innocent people come and get the body?
No. That never happened.
Yes, man, you got to check it out.
Listen to me. There's only one man who could tell you it didn't happen. Now I don't want to tell you why, but push my back against the wall. and
Okay,
I'll tell you.
bye. His body was shipped back to the United States.
No, it
Because
did
the
not
people-
happen. Now I've not told him why,
Call?
but I could tell him why it didn't happen.
Okay, let's do this quickly. Welcome to Freedom March, Call You Live. Good afternoon, Freedom March, you're live. Caller, you there? All right, we lost that call.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next call quickly. Welcome to Freedom March, caller, you're live. All right, we lost that call. Let's get this next call. Welcome to Freedom March, caller.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Monica, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
I am so much in support of you, sir. I believe this is staged and this is a conspiracy trying to whip the Bahamas in line to support same-sex, transgender, and some other gender. This is an attack on the Bahamas, and this is a gender war that they're trying to pursue. This is staged. That young man is in the arm of his lover.
Thank you so much, caller. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You got 40 seconds. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, Personal Advisor.
How are you, ma'am? You got 40 seconds.
I'm good. I'll be quick. I completely sympathize with the missing person, and I take it very seriously. But on the other hand, I do feel as though we're like $1 billion country when it comes to tourism, and we have to put our guards up when it comes to attacks from other foreign nationalities
Right.
just to make
Tourism
country
product.
look bad. You know, just in case the two women who had those false allegations against her. It's the same thing. It's like it's been attack after attack from foreigners to make our name look bad. Well, we're not blacklisted. They're telling the cruise ship passengers not to come off the ship. It's been one thing after the next.
Yeah, absolutely. You're
Yeah,
correct. It's something to think about.
It is like the thing we have to be on guard and be on our best behavior when it comes to deterrent.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate
sir.
you. All right, you take care, caller. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. This is Freedom March. Do well, everybody. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the Royal Bahamas Police Force. God save our blessed King, King Charles III, and the entire royal family. God save the King. Do well, everybody. Until tomorrow, my spiritual
If
advisor.
it's the Lord's will, we'll be back.
God save the King.